My wife had said she didn't like the color of this Buick, so I guess it's got to go. I hope she enjoys her new life and finds someone that loves her as much as I love this car. God bless America. Unfortunately, I'll never be able to afford either of these cars. They are absolutely gorgeous. And today we feature a battle of the gentleman's hot rods. The 1968 Plymouth GTX does it with some of that special Mopar flair, a sprinkling of Busch Light, dirty underwear, and grizzly chewing tobacco, so to speak, while the 1970 Buick GS455 focuses a little more on smelling its own farts and horrendous modern marketing. But even though today these cars will do battle, they're more similar than you might realize. So can't we all just come together as friends and throw back a few drinks and, I don't know, just kind of see what happens? Just boys being boys, am I right? Oh, and the one woman watching, you're not invited. As a reminder, we're on the road to 100,000 subscribers, so come on, get on board, we're doing this all together. And unless you want me blaring Taylor Swift music through the entire video, you better subscribe. I'll do it. I've got nothing left to lose at this point. Thanks, you guys. We like to have fun here. So let's check out the engine specs on that 68 GTX. You're looking at a 440 V8 with a compression ratio of 10.1 to 1, and it was rated 375 horsepower, and get this, 480 pound-feet of torque. After that, you might think the Buick doesn't stand a chance. After all, it's what my grandma drives. Well, newsflash, my grandma's a total badass. She cleared over 100 acres of heavily wooded land using only horses to turn it into a farm so that my family could survive. She is an angel. Is this Buick an angel? No. Do you see it baking me cookies? Or leaving extra Faygo in the refrigerator so I can drink as many as I want? Nope. This thing is packing an absolutely devilish engine. It's a 455 V8, compression ratio 10 to 1, so again, similar to the GTX. It's rated 350 horsepower, so a little bit less horsepower than the GTX, and it's a shame the Buick doesn't make up for that with more torque.
Hitting 510 pound-feet of torque.
Let's take a look inside that GTX. You will find that it has a TorqueFlite 3-speed automatic, and that interior, well, it's simple yet elegant. Definitely fits the gentleman's hot rod vibe. Overall, it is very nice. Then we go to the Buick, and the minute you take a seat in this car, oh, you're instantly transported to the upper middle class. Oh, is that name brand soda we're drinking today? Yum. If you hadn't noticed, this one is also a 3-speed automatic. That's a turbo 400. Rear gearing is where we start to have a little bit of division between these two cars. With the Buick, you're looking at a set of 364 gears, and that should pair nicely with that 455. But in the Plymouth, it still has its factory stock 323 rear gears. No, Mopar guys, don't start making excuses. That's not fair! The right lane sucks! My parents didn't love me! Before, you guys, relax. You don't already have to make excuses for this car. I promise you, it's going to be okay, and that's because we have not discussed the weight. We'll start with the GTX. This thing, with the driver sitting in it, was 3,880 pounds. For a gentleman's hot rod, not too bad. But then the Buick, ugh, man, I think that thing's been hitting the Golden Corral buffet a little too much. Let me guess, Buick, you're not fat, it's just bulking season. Because that car with driver,
4,340 pounds.
I guess my grandma likes them big. She did always say that she's a size queen. I'm guessing that's what she meant. She liked big cars. Maybe the one woman watching can explain that a little better. Shout out. Let's talk about the price difference between these two cars because it might surprise you. The GTX started at $3,329, and that included the cost of the transmission. Sure grip would be $42, so that gives you $3,371, and in 2025, that'd be about $31,000. Pretty good deal. The Buick GS455 started at $3,283, then you throw in your transmission and posi rear costs, That'd be about $3,556. Adjusting for inflation today, that'd actually be cheaper than the GTX at just over $29,000. But keep in mind, that GS455, it never would have been that cheap. The Buicks always came with a lot of options. They were never stripped down, unlike your mom. Let's talk production numbers. These cars weren't terribly common, but they also weren't super rare. When it comes to the 68 GTX, specifically the 440 Coupe, there were 16,836 of those produced. So if you're a Mopar guy and you want to find one of these to add to the collection in your front yard, you probably could. The Buick, on the other hand, was a little bit more rare. Specifically the GS455 with the 3-speed automatic. There were only 5,013 of those produced, so it'd probably be a little bit tougher to find. So here's your last chance to fill your popcorn. Why don't we check out who wins the battle of the gentleman's hot rod?
In the left lane, Cameron Robertson out of your EPA. 70 grand, 455. Look for the straight. And Detroit, the win will go to the Buick 1360. Out of Whitmore Lake, Michigan. 68,440.
In the first round, the Buick had a better reaction time, crossed the finish line first, and they take home the win, running 1366 at 102 miles per hour. As a reminder, the reaction time is not included in the ET. Meanwhile, the GTX was right there, running 1358 at 102 miles per hour. Let's see what happens in round 2.
Papazian out of Whitmore Lake, Michigan, 68, 440 GTX automatic, going up against Cameron Robertson, your EPA 70 GS455. And the win will go to the Mopar 1369 at Mopar.
And in the second round, the GTX said, I will not be denied. 0.05 reaction time. And they take home the win, running 1369 at 101 miles per hour. With this best of 3 tied 1-all, let's check out that final round.
All right, Cameron Robertson out of Erie, PA, 70 GS455. Up against the win does go to the Mopar, 1367 out of Whitmore Lake. The win does go to the Mopar, 1360.
And once again, the GTX said, no, I'm taking this one home. They had a better reaction time, they crossed the finish line first, and they do win this race, running 1367 at 102 miles per hour. These two cars, they could race 10 times, they'd probably each win 5. So huge thanks to the owners for bringing out these cars, they are fantastic. We're on that road to 100,000 subscribers, so subscribe to the channel, give me a like, you know I'll see you at the next one.